Ladies and gentlemen, extending to all of you a hearty welcome to the fourth edition of the Economic Times Promising Entrepreneurs of India Summit, which is all about inclusive growth and purpose-driven entrepreneurship. And what's very exciting about this time is that we at the Economic Times Edge take immense pride in moving the spotlight to the hidden pillars of the Indian economy today who have and who are making this nation proud, nationally and also globally. You know what? What are the highlights of today's show? We'll be felicitating some of the very ambitious entrepreneurs, their indomitable spirit, along with some very thoughtful conversations amongst the leading speakers. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are all set to get a little more chatty. You know that a blockbuster hit celebrity couple, they're just about to take the spotlight on the stage right now. Put your hands together to welcome Janelia D'Souza along with Ritesh Deshmukh on the stage, please. So as celebrities, Ritesh and Janelia, do you feel that your journey to being an entrepreneur was any different from somebody who would just want to be an entrepreneur from India just like that?
With me, I was an architect. Suddenly, something as amazing as films came to me. I took that, and now 20 years I'm here. And then, Imagine Meats is a plant-based meat company. At this point, I thought this is something that we want to do for ourselves, and it was inspiring for us to make sure that probably we can give an option for people in India and abroad, Indians, who can have plant-based meat taste exactly or similar to existing meat, and cut down their meat consumption, which would help their health, which would be ethical, fighting against animal cruelty, and at the same time contribution towards a better planet.
Who takes the final call, or let me be direct, who's the boss?
No, I think we're partners in the true sense. So there are aspects that Ritesh handles, and while I could have an opinion, I can't overrule that. And that's similarly with me. We have two very different things that we handle, different aspects that we handle in the business. So it's definitely not overlapping, and it's definitely something that I feel more confident about when I'm handling it, and he feels. But suggestions are constant, and they're always open, yeah.
What is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
Working together.
I knew this was coming. All right, so partner in crimes. How do you define success for an entrepreneur?
I think, success is a relative term. All you need to do is work hard, be focused, and move ahead. That's all you need to do. Success will find you, and when it finds you, you better be working hard.
Very well said. Thank you to both of you. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are marching ahead because it's time to invite a very special guest onto the stage. After obtaining her art associate degree in the interior designing from the Brooks College in USA, our celebrity guest started her career as an interior designer in 1996. Let's welcome the super Susan Khan on the stage, please. Susan, tell us, what has been the most exciting part of starting a company of your own?
There's one thing that entrepreneurs say all the time, that one should always believe in themselves, and however hard it may seem, you got to just keep at it. And I think that that's one of the biggest rules that I have kept in my head, because, things go wrong. And nothing is set in a perfect way. Absolutely. But that's the fun of it. And that's what you can call yourself an entrepreneur, because it's not an easy job to try new things and to be good at it. But at least you try.
I have to ask you, whenever we talk about entrepreneurs, the word success is always associated with them. But coming to the failure bit of it, what's your take on failure and how one should sort of manage it?
I think that failure is a blessing in disguise.
Wow.
It keeps you going. It motivates you to work harder. I have failed many times at many things, and it hasn't stopped me from getting up and starting again. And entrepreneurs don't have it easy. No matter what people think, you have to, you have to spend a lot of money. You have to take care of a lot of things, and it's not easy to keep everybody balanced. But you cannot let that that wish or that desire die in you. Whatever are the obstacles, if you really want it to happen, with perseverance and a lot of integrity, you can have it. You can make it happen.
So that's well said, and I think that inspires us to give an impetus to everyone who would want to have something on their own. Right?
Thank you for having me here.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, as we march ahead, Mr. Apoorv Kumar, the head content development, ET Edge, will be in conversation with none other than Mr. Kunal Kapoor, the Indian actor and co-founder Keto. This is something that we'll witness right on the screen. So Kunal joins us virtually.
Hi, Kunal. Congratulations to you on your ventures and your startups. It has absolutely been in the news. A lot of people are talking about it. What inspired you to take the plunge?
Well, for me, it sort of happened very naturally. I was always sort of drawn towards social entrepreneurship. I always felt like that was an area that I'd like to do something in. And I was working closely with a number of NGOs, a lot of organizations in the social space, and I found that there were challenges that these organizations were facing, and that it was easy to address these challenges using technology. I came across so many people that could help and so many people that needed help. And these were people that weren't coming together, unfortunately. And I felt like if we could use technology to build a bridge between these people, it could become something that was very powerful. And that's how, Keto was born. Keto is the abbreviation for Key to Tomorrow, because we felt like the democratization of capital would actually be the key to tomorrow.
How has your journey with Keto been so far?
Obviously, entrepreneurship is not an easy ride. It's always filled with challenges and ups and downs. So you've got to be very passionate about what you're doing and passionate about what you're trying to build. And I think that sort of passion and patience and perseverance is what sort of carries you through. When we started off, crowdfunding was something that nobody spoke about. It was we had to create awareness and education, not only in the people that were donating, but also the people that were going to raise money. We're right now operating in most of the urban centers. We've just started going into the tier 2, tier 3 cities, into the small towns. That's right. Where you have people that need help the most. That's where you have people that are most underserved. So for us, I think our goal and our aim has always been is that how do we reach out to the most marginalized people in society.
Any message that you would want to give to the entrepreneurs?
Firstly, as a society, we have to start encouraging risk taking. I think that's very important. What I've learned to be the most important thing is, I think, patience and perseverance, of course, and passion, like I said, but is to constantly learn from people that you meet, constantly read up about the areas that you're looking to develop a business in, constantly be open to new information. I think, people don't realize how creative you have to be an entrepreneur. It's looked at something that is a business, but I think it requires great creativity to change something that has existed in a certain way.
Great. Thank you for those words of wisdom, Kunal. It's been fantastic catching up with you, and all the best for your journey with Keto.
Thank you. Thanks so much, man.
We're all set, ladies and gentlemen, to kickstart the felicitation ceremony of the Economic Times Promising Entrepreneurs of India. We would be inviting onto the stage Mr. Balagopal KS, the Managing Director, Devi Pharma. Marching ahead, let's recognize the efforts of Ebenezer Daniel G., the founder and MD and CEO from Orange Retail Finance, India. And with that, welcoming on stage and recognizing Girish Kosgi, the Managing Director and CEO from Canfin Homes. And with that, let's welcome on the stage Jameet Modi, CEO, Samco. Congratulations. With that, we're all set to extend all the lovely applauses. Up next for you, Lokendra Singh, Director, Co-founder, Development Business and Business Head, Renewables from Oriano Clean Energy. Marching ahead and felicitating Nimisha J. Vadakan, the Managing Director from Ace Money. Up next, we would be inviting Piyush Keshav, the founder and CEO from Horizon Group. And allow me to announce the name of Rajesh Doshi, the Director, Zebronics. Hearty congratulations. Could you please request Mr. Lakhan Dangi, the Business Head, Zebronics Telecom, to please come forward and receive the honors. We are all set to invite our next one, who is Sudhir S. Nair, the founder and CEO, 21N78E Creative Labs. Congratulations, Sudhir.
The gadget industry is fast evolving and always shifting according to the need of the time. So one must keep a constant hawk-eye on the market. In the past 2 years, we have seen a dynamic shift in people's lifestyle because of the pandemic. As a brand known for bringing premium products for masses, we immediately changed trajectory and introduced many work from home and gaming peripherals. We also made soundbars mainstream and affordable for everyone. We have a very strong foothold in mobile accessories, and we are looking forward to bringing more gadget products under this category that include wireless speakers, headphones, earphones, fitness bands, and more. Zebronics also has a good range of smart home automation products like smart speaker, IR blaster, and plugs that can help you remotely control your electronic appliances. With a lot more gadgets in the pipeline, we are continuously working on a brand ideology of staying always ahead in this segment and bringing premium for masses.
Horizon since 2009 has been promoting and building the research and value-based education across schools and higher education institutions in India. And in recent proliferation of edtech solution providers and online education, there was a huge mass of young minds who started understanding and taking STEM education differently. They started looking, from the focus was on preparing competitive examinations, and then they started understanding that there can be various aspects of going deeper into STEM education. So in pandemic and lockdown, we started collaborating with business investors, educators, and with them together, today we are building in 12 cities, we are building Horizon Research Centers, Horizon Knowledge Centers, and with cutting-edge technological advancements and research labs, we are coming up with full-fledged solutions by 2022.
For starters, we were working on a collaborative platform that is currently being used by all our employees. In fact, we started using that way before the lockdown also happened. The other part is there is a lot of employee-friendly initiatives that we have taken, right from having very normal working hours to having leaves for people who are going through tough times, making sure that all their expenses are covered to whatever degree we can. As we start resuming offices, we are also ensuring that people don't come to office more than twice a week. The most important part during the lockdown phase was we ensured that remuneration was not affected at all of any employee across all our offices. I think that for us is a big achievement of sorts.
As a business, we had two critical challenges during this pandemic. One is about collections. So we brought in technology like digital collections, UPI, and QR code helped us a lot. And we added more manpower. We brought in 3-layer collection system. We announced good incentives for our employees to keep them motivated. So we gave moratorium to all our customers wherever there is a cash flow and stress for their basics. And it's a complete empathetic way of collections. And the other challenge is our employee morale and well-being, because during this pandemic we need to take care of our employees. So without them, the business can't survive.
അഗ്രസീവായിട്ട് ഉള്ള ഒരാൾക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഒരു ബിസിനസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ് ഞാൻ. അയാളുടെ മനസ്സിൽ ഒരു ഫയർ വേണം. ആ ചെയ്യുന്ന ജോലിയെ നമ്മൾ പ്രേമിക്കണം, സ്നേഹിക്കണം. ഇത് എൻ്റെ ഒരു അനുഭവം ഞാൻ പറയുകയാണ്. ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ പ്രേമിച്ചത് കൊണ്ടാണ് എനിക്കൊരു സക്സസ് ഉണ്ടായെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ് ഞാൻ. ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ ഒരു അനുഗ്രഹം ഇതിൽ വളരെ പ്രധാനമെന്ന് 100% ഞാൻ പറയും. മാൻ പവർ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് അത് വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഒരു സാധനമാണ് ഈ ബിസിനസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ. ഇവരെ മാനേജ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളത് വലിയൊരു ദൗത്യമാണ്. പക്ഷേ നമ്മളത് കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് മാനേജ് ചെയ്ത് പോയാൽ നമുക്ക് നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ഇത് നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ പറ്റും. പിന്നെ അടുത്ത 5 വർഷം എന്താണ് ഈ ബിസിനസ്സിൽ സംഭവിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത് വളരെ ക്ലോസ് ആയിട്ട് മോണിറ്റർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരാൾക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഇതിൻ്റെ കറക്റ്റായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അടുത്ത 5 വർഷം ഇങ്ങനെ നോക്കിക്കൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കണം. അതിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്ക് നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ഇത് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ സാധിക്കുമെന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ വിശ്വാസം. ഈ COVID-19 ലോകത്തെ മൊത്തം മാറ്റിമറിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. എല്ലാ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയും അതിൻ്റെ വോളിയം ഓഫ് ബിസിനസ്സിലും ഒരുപാട് താഴ്ച വന്ന ഒരു സമയമാണ്. ഫാർമസ്യൂട്ടിക്കലും അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഒരു താഴ്ച വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ഈ കോവിഡ് വന്നതിന് ശേഷമുള്ള ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു പ്രിപ്പറേഷൻ ഈ ബിസിനസ്സിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വളരെയധികം ഗുണം ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഞങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റാഫുകളെ എല്ലാം മാനേജ് ചെയ്ത രീതിയിലും ഞങ്ങളുടെ സപ്ലൈയുടെ രീതികളിലുള്ള മാറ്റങ്ങളും കസ്റ്റമർ സപ്പോർട്ട് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു പുതിയൊരു സംവിധാനമൊക്കെ ഞങ്ങൾ അഡോപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് ഞങ്ങളത് ഓവർകം ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ വോളിയം ഓഫ് ബിസിനസ്സിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ചെറിയ ഒരു താഴ്ച ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ഞങ്ങൾ അത് തിരിച്ച് ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഈ സേവനങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടും ഒക്കെ ഞങ്ങൾക്കത് തിരിച്ചു പിടിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. കേരള സർക്കാരിൻ്റെ പൂർണ്ണമായ പിന്തുണ, പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും ഡ്രഗ് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റ്, കേരള പോലീസ്, ഇവരുടെ എല്ലാ സഹകരണം കൊണ്ടാണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ COVID-19 ഞങ്ങളുടെ ബിസിനസ്സിനെ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വിജയിപ്പിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചത്.
It was really challenging during pandemic time, and our strategy was to stick to basics. We completely focused on customer, because that was the time where customers needed some kind of help from all the institutions. We as an institution, we cared for our customers, took care of customer needs. I think that actually helped us to grow at a later point in time. During pandemic time, we completely focused on customer education and trying to educate customer on the moratorium option given by RBI, and not focusing on business. We actually sidetracked business, focused on asset quality and customer centricity, which actually helped us at a later date. So that's what we did. It actually paid off very well. If you see, after the pandemic, we have done very well.
Pandemic has actually been a blessing for us, because we are into micro ATM services, and we provide a service called ATM to home service, where we deliver the cash at the doorstep of the needy people. We have developed an application called Ace Money, and through that application they can book the service, and the cash will be delivered at their doorstep.
For the financial and the investing services sector, the pandemic gave a rise to a huge wave of lockdown investors, and there was a massive adoption of investing in equities, mutual funds, etc. And to try and bank on this massive wave of new investors that are coming into the market, we've made very aggressive investments on the technology front, on marketing for customer acquisition, and we built a variety of tools to be able to help and assist these traders and investors who actually got into the market only because of the lockdown. And I think the lockdown did well for us for two specific reasons. First, that people had a lot more time in the lockdown to monitor their investments and actually start allocating capital to the markets. And secondly, the fact that because all other alternative classes started performing poorly in terms of the returns, investing in equities was actually looked at very, very aggressively, and we tried to make the most of it by making very aggressive investments to capitalize on this opportunity that the pandemic gave us.
There are two business verticals. One is utility power projects, another one is captive open access. We see in a long run the grid stability, the grid utilization factor, and the renewable energy use factor has to be of key importance. For us at Oriano, we are having a twofold strategy. One, we are focusing on EPC of large utility scale power projects. On other side,
we are having a development platform where we are providing shovel-ready projects for portfolio investors to come and invest in a renewable energy segment.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into a panel discussion that would talk about the changing scenario for the Indian entrepreneur ecosystem. Allow me to please rope in our lovely moderator for the panel discussion. Let's welcome on stage Jinendra Bhandari, the partner, MGB & Co. LLP, with a round of cheer.
Let's start the panel discussion. Dhirendra, there is good dearth of capital also. There is good dearth of people. On the other side, there are incubators who are available. There are angel investors who are there. There is seed funds. There is venture funds. There's private equity fund. There is growth capital. So everything, capital is on the flow. Open the tap and there's money flowing all around you. So how do you feel that this was more easier than the last 5.5 years of your journey?
Ecosystem has definitely evolved. I think the big change that has happened recently is the IPO of a startup that has happened. But that has created a belief in the international investors that exits are possible in India and good quality exits are possible. If you look at 2 years back, right, the discussion topic always was about whether there are enough exits available in the local market or not. And that slowly started changing. And in the recent last 5 to 6 months, China closing has helped India a lot because there is capital, there is high amount of liquidity. I have been, in fact, recently talking to a lot of investors. There is a lot of excitement about India overall, what India offers.
Amit, you are in that space, real estate space, where there's a lot of government intervention. How has your experience been in terms of the past and now, in terms of how government has been a great enabler for firing this ecosystem, the startup ecosystem?
2016 startup event in India. I think that was the starting point of the change that has brought us to this stage today. I think one, obviously the pride itself. Second, I think another event which the government did was Champions of Change, where they brought the industry stalwarts and the startup ecosystem together to put out the roadmap for the next 2 to 3 years. The third piece which the government did, SIDBI set up the fund of funds. It took a while for it to get kick-started, but I think it's now finally coming into gear, where the government, when it becomes a sponsor, gives the confidence to the investor to put in money. And I think that has done a lot for the country. I think the government truly believes that we need to streamline the process of ease of doing business. Every state government today is focused on providing a single window clearance, providing the ease in multiple ways. And those are clearly helping entrepreneurs set the right platform to be successful in India.
Over to you, Dharamveer. So I think the ecosystem is also helping putting a safety net to entrepreneurs. And how has your experience been? Of course, you're an IIT IM, and that itself is a safety net. But of course, there are other people who are not. Absolutely. But a failed entrepreneur is a price catch, as they say.
True. I think when you have built a company and let's say, for whatever reasons, and especially, the whole VC thing is go big or go home, so if it doesn't, even if it's profitable, it might make sense from a cost opportunity perspective to shut it down and, look for other opportunities. An early stage startup, probably, in the Series A range, and you are in that core team, right next to the founder. And when you are a founder, you want people around you who have been founders earlier, so you can share the experience and you can, so I think it's definitely a priced catch. And people who will probably, if somebody else makes a unicorn, you also make $10 odd million. It's a good safety net to come back in the market. 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, help build a startup and then fight it out again, to die another day maybe.
Over to you, Vinayak. Is innovation, so important in the entrepreneurship journey? And now that India has proved in the case of the recent IPO at NASDAQ that yes, India can innovate, India can create products and just not be in a back office. What has been your experience in terms of your creation of your startup?
Oh, no, absolutely. India, if you actually see majority of the startups globally also have Indian entrepreneur DNA in it, right? So at the core of the entire entrepreneurship, Indians have the mindset to always innovate and grow exponentially. Unfortunately, until recently, it was all a myth. People thought that, ठीक है, बना रहे हो आप startup बना रहे हो. IPO is like a long story, which will be only kind of relies to very few in the market, which is changing. And people have realized that India is not a back office anymore. India is basically the innovation center where great global products can be built. And this is something that's going to continue happening. A lot of companies in the ecosystem today have started innovating on the back of it, realizing that you can build global products sitting out of India because India has the best resources, has the best mindset today.
Okay, thank you very much, the entire panel, for your time and experience which you've shared with all of us. Thank you.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for joining us. Let's have a good round of cheer for this lovely gathering.